Buying real estate is a daunting task, especially for first-time home buyers. There are new vocabulary like escrow, appraisal, title. What do they mean? And what step does that take place in the process? Hi everyone, my name is Mavis Yao. I'm here to share a little bit about the buying process with all of you today. According to National Association of Realtor, 9 out of 10 buyers choose to have agent representation. Now you might have heard of listing agent, buying agent, selling agent. What is the difference? Well, listing agent has a fiduciary duty to sell the house at the highest price possible. While the buyer's agent, also known as the selling agent, their job is to protect the buyer and help the buyer to buy the home at a lower price or as low as possible. Now, both of these agents can provide house tour. However, keep in mind that listing agent has the duty to represent the seller, while the buyer's agent is here to protect the buyer. So some of the things that the buyer agent would do, such as bargain with the seller to negotiate the selling price, assist in the closing paperwork, facilitate a home inspection, as well as negotiate contingency. So basically, a buyer's agent's job to help you along the way throughout every step of the process. Now, many agents might ask you, have you been pre-approved? And some of you might wonder, what is the difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified? Well, when the agent asks you whether you're pre-approved, they're basically asking you, is there a lender out there that has provided commitment or has pre-qualified your financial information so that they know that you're qualified to buy a home? And if that's the case, what is your purchasing power? And in terms of pre-qualified versus pre-approved, I highly recommend you to get pre-approved, because that is a tentative commitment from a specific lender, either from a bank or a mortgage broker who has actually verified all of your employment and financial information, as well as run a full credit check to ensure that you're financially qualified to buy a home. Now, a pre-qualified letter is good, but it doesn't really involve commitment on either side, nor does it involve comprehensive verification on income, asset, or debt. So therefore, when a real estate agent or a seller sees that you have a pre-approved letter from a bank or a mortgage broker, they will take your offer much more seriously. However, keep in mind that just because someone has a pre-approved letter doesn't mean that they're guaranteeing a mortgage loan, because to provide a loan, it still depends on property appraisal, title search, and other verification that needs to be checked out when you buy the home. Once you find a home you like, then the competence of the buyer's agent really comes in. The better the negotiation skill, the more likely you'll be able to get the house at the price that you want. On top of that, a good buyer's agent usually have their own network of trusted affiliates, which means they'll be able to recommend a few mortgage brokers, escrow company, title insurance, and insurance company in general, so that it can make your process a little bit easier. Once you reach an agreement with the seller on the selling price, then we move on to the next step of the process called escrow. Now, what does it mean when someone says they're in escrow? Escrow basically means a time frame from the time the seller has accepted the buyer's offer to the time when the buyer gets the key to his new home. Now, throughout the process, the bank will typically, or your lender will typically ask for an appraisal. An appraisal basically is assess the estimated value of your home. And the reason they do that is really to protect the bank's financial interest in case of foreclosure of the property down the road. Now, if the appraisal value comes below the offer price, then the bank will ask you to come up with the difference in cash. Alternatively, you can go back to the seller to say, can you lower the offer price to the appraisal value? Another option is to get a second appraisal and provide additional information. Now, this is also the time to get a home inspection. For a few $100s, a professional inspector can highlight some of the devastating and costly repair. To avoid that, you can either cancel the purchase agreement, or you can negotiate with the seller once again. You can say that, can you lower the selling price so that you can repair whatever the defects might be yourself. Alternatively, you can ask the seller to fix it as well. In addition, this is also the time to get home insurance. You can also get extra coverage if you live close to flood zone or earthquake zone. And on top of that, I will also recommend getting a title search, of course. And title search is important to make sure that the title is clear so that you are the actual owner of the new home you're going to purchase. After all the above steps are met, then you can do a final walkthrough of the home after you provided all the documentation and signed deed, as well as provide all the funding. Then the escrow is officially closed, and congratulations, you're the owner of a new home. Now I know it sounds like there are a lot to consider throughout the process, but don't you worry, your agent will be there to help you every step along the way. Now this is the biggest purchase in your life, so it's vital to find an agent that you trust. Not only is it crucial to find a competent agent that you trust, but it's also important to find an agent that you like. Believe it or not, you might have to see many houses till you find the dream house that you want. And that means you'll be spending a fair amount of time in a car with your agent. So the more you guys get along, the more fun the process will be. So I hope this gave you a little bit more detail and color on the entire real estate buying process. And if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share with your friends, also leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching.